Alright, here we go. It's 5TC here, back with another video. And happy Ninjago Day. Today is Ninjago's 15th year anniversary. Today, January 14th, 2026. The show has been around since 2011, January 14th. And I actually just realized like an hour ago or a couple hours ago that today was the 15th year anniversary. I thought it was the 15th, not the 14th. But yeah, I have a special video planned. As you can see here, this is kind of a different video because I'm inside of a document. So you may be wondering, what is today's video about? Well, today I called it future sets, but today I will be looking at my top I think this is 13 Dream Ninjago sets. And it's not in any order specific. I say top 13 because I only have 13 sets on here. Originally, I was going to record this video on Friday, but I decided since today is Ninjago's official 15th year anniversary, I decided why not do the video today. And enough yapping, let's get into it. First set we have up here is the City of Ouroboros. Now, before I continue, I only have sets from Season 1 to Season 5. Now, these are all sets that do not exist yet. And, like, back in 2025, I had a separate document of sets that I think should exist. A lot of those sets are not on here. Some of them are, but only one of the sets has been made, which is funnily enough, in that other document, I had the Four Weapons Blacksmith Shop, and that actually is a set now, came out January 1st, but yeah, let's get into it. First up, we have the City of Ouroboros, which was a location back in Season 1 of Ninjago. Now, I feel like out of all the other sets I've put on here, this is probably going to be one of my top ones, and I actually do have something special planned for the end of this video, or at least the latter half. But yeah, let's just get into it. So I'm back. I had to pause the recording. But yeah, one of the first ever villain locations we got. Obviously, in the pilot, we had the whole stuff with the skeleton. But this was the City of Ouroboros. If you remember, back in Season 1, we had the 4 Serpentine tribes. And I'm actually going to pull up an image of them real quick. Now, keep in mind that this video is most likely probably going to have many pauses because I want to have all the context, but yeah, these four are all the original Serpentine. I won't try and pull up Google as much because I do have a latter half of this video to do. But yeah, in blue we have the Hypnobrai, in green we have the Venomari, in red and white we have the Vampires, and in black and gray and orange we have the Constricti. So yeah, let's get back to the actual list real quick. So yeah, I don't want to keep pausing the video, but yeah, if you remember back in Season 1, the Serpentine wanted to awaken the Great Devourer. Well, it was more so Pythor. He wanted to awaken the Great Devourer to destroy the Land Dwellers. And yeah, I have a few images. This first image is from where Scales and Pythor went to the City of Ouroboros. The next one is Ouroboros at night. And this one is like the arena area. But you might be thinking, okay, these are a bunch of images. This is going to be a longer video, especially because I have another part planned. So if this was a set, now keep in mind, I'm not a Ninjago set designer. I'm not really a Lego designer at all, so I don't really know how you would design it. But I do have some ideas. So first up, for minifigures, we have ZX Kai. UM stands for Unmasked, but I wasn't going to type that all the way. So ZX Kai Unmasked, ZX Zane Unmasked, Samurai X, which was Nia, Sensei Wu, Young Lloyd, Kid Lloyd before he grew up in Season 2, Pythor, Scales, Acidicus, Mesmo, and Spitta. Now, you know, Scales, he's the king of the Hypnobrai, the leader of the Hypnobrai. Acidicus is the leader of the Venomari. But I do have some other sets that kind of like spread out the minifigures. Now, keep in mind that I actually did something different. So for this document, all of the sets have a special collectible minifigure that you can only get in that set. But yeah, those are the minifigures. For the collectible, you would get General Arcturus. He was the original leader of the original Anaconda during the Serpentine War. And I thought, why not throw him in this set? It would make so much sense, to have Arcturus in this set. As a collectible, though, so he's not part of the main minifigures, But yeah, for collectibles we have General Courage. For piece count, it would be somewhere around 1,500 to 2,000. I think at that point I might have to add some more minifigures, but the price would be around $150. Now again, I would want this to be like a huge set. Now there are some amazing mocks available online of the city of Ouroboros, but I want something at a bigger scale. Think of something like the Old Town that came out January 1st. I want something big like that, maybe bigger. But Brick Legend, he's a YouTuber I watch. He made a great mock. It's a smaller mock. It's still amazing, but I want something at a much larger scale. But yeah, I think the City of Ouroboros would be a great set. But we do have 12 other sets to get through. So yeah, next up, we have the Serpentine Train. I don't want to spoil the other sets. Or the Serpentine Express, I think that's what it's called in this show. We never got this, which is surprising. But it looks like it has 6 cars. Well, 4 cars, but we have a back and we have the front. For minifigures, I forgot to write minifigures, but minifigures we will have ZX Cole, ZX J, Skeletor, Phantom, Chokin, and Fang Sui. If you don't remember, Skeletor, he's the leader of the Constricti. Phantom, he's the leader of the Fangpires. Chokin and Fang Sui, respectively, they're Constricti and Fangpires. Collectible, we would have Snakebit J. Now, a lot of these sets I did struggle to put collectibles that would kind of make sense. Because we all know in a season 1 episode on Jay's date with Nia, he got bit by... No, he was already bit, but in that episode, I think it was actually called Snake Bit, where he actually turned into a snake. His body turned green and he started growing a tail. And it's also the same episode where Jay unlocked his NRG form. But yeah, we would have the ZX Ninja, some villains for them to fight. I think it would be like 900 plus because I kind of want like a huge train. I kind of want each card to be detailed. And $80, I think $80 is not bad. Granted, you only get 6 minifigures, but if you count the collectible, you get 7. So I think it's pretty good. Now, there are a lot of awesome mocks online of this, but this was the only image I could find of it in the show. So, yeah. Next up, we have Ed and Edna's car. I do think they should make this, but it's not one that I'm too excited for. But I think it would be a pretty cheap set, like $30, $35. We get 4 minifigures. We get Ed, Edna, ZXJ, but he's unmasked, and Gail Gossip. To be honest with you, I was just looking for a minifigure that we didn't already have. Now, we do have Gail Gossip, but she doesn't really look that accurate. I would want a more show-accurate version. But yeah, this was really the only image I could find of the car. But I could see them making a nice card for cheap. You know, they keep making all those race cards for Ninjago. So I think maybe $35 wouldn't be too bad. Now, this would have like 400 to 450 pieces. Maybe 400 because, you know, if it's $35. But I would really like to see Ed and Edna's car as a set. So next up, we have the Black Bounty. Now, as you remember from some of my other videos, I'm not a huge fan of the bounty sets, but I do think they should make this as a set, because it's so unique, because we have the black, the purple, some blue, and some red. I really like the color scheme. So for minifigures, we have Pirate Koi, Pirate Cole, Lord Garmadon, Captain Soto, No-Eyed Pete, and First Mate. We never got an original Captain Soto minifigure. The only one we ever got was in Kryptonian Prison, when he's in a jumpsuit, a prison, a mate suit, or whatever. And No-Eyed Pete, First Mate, they're some of the pirates. Now, if you remember, this was in Season 2. Sorry about that, I just got a notification. If you remember, back in Season 2, Garmadon had the Mega Weapon. The Black Bounty is a result of the Mega Weapon, because the Destiny's Bounty was destroyed. I'm pretty sure it might have been destroyed by the Great Devourer, but Garmadon ended up finding it in the desert, and he made the Black Bounty. So yeah, it has some pretty nice lore implications. I think the minifigure selection is perfect because if you remember, the ninja went on board kind of like, you know, in disguise, you know. But yeah. So for collectible, I couldn't really think of anything too good. So I said Kanji-Kon, he was the father of Nauticon and the Prince of Ninjago before it was destroyed. Granted, Kanji-Kon comes in a much later season, in Season 6. But, you know, since the theme is kind of like pirates, I thought, okay, let's throw a Sky Pirate in there. We never got a Kanji-Kon minifigure, so I think that would be perfect. And I was thinking either Kanji-Kon or Auracor. Auricor is one of the Jin in Dragon's Rising. Well, he's the only Jin in Dragon's Rising. But that's so much later on, you know. I want to keep it to like the kind of like, you know, the first 7 seasons or whatever. But yeah, 900 to 1,200 pieces. I think it would probably be over 1,000 pieces. $110. I think that would be pretty good for a Destiny's Bounty. Might be 120, but I would really love to see this. I think this would look amazing. Next up, we have the Giant Stone Mech. I'm not too excited for this, but we never got it as a set. It doesn't hurt to have more villain-based sets, which when I think about it, all of these sets have been villain-based so far except for Ed and Edna's car. So for the Giant Stone Mech, we would have Stone Army Zane, Stone Army Jay, General Kozu, Stone Scout, and Corrupted Nia. Now, for this set, we have Pirate Kai and Pirate Cole, which they were disguised. This one has disguised versions of Zane and Jay. Because you remember, when they snuck into that stone camp back in Season 2, I forgot whichever episode it was, because I think they wanted to get the map, but they wanted to get Garmadon's helmet, so they had to disguise themselves as Stone Warriors. And I really like this mech. I wish they made it as a set. Season 2 only has 6 sets, but I think it's good for what it is. It would be around $45, might be $50. But 550 pieces, again, I think it might be probably like 700 or whatever. But, because, you know, I'd have to actually design this set. Now, I do plan on making my own design of a Ninjago set, but I'm not much of a designer, so I'd have to look into that, but I do plan on doing that in the future. But yeah, I'm surprised we never got this as a set. I think it would have been amazing. It would have a good minifigure count. Now, before we continue, we would have Corrupted Nia. And if you remember, Corrupted Nia, I think it was the last episode, not the last episode, either the penultimate episode or the episode before that, Nia got corrupted by the dark matter because she was kidnapped again. Nia just can't stop getting kidnapped in Ninjago. And yeah, she was corrupted by dark matter, and her eyes became purple, her skin became gray. She did red spinjitzu, which didn't make a lot of sense, but she was corrupted, so yeah, I think this would be a pretty good set. Maybe a lot more pieces, maybe some more prices, but I would love to see this. And just so you guys know, I only have piece count and price as like kind of like a blueprint. Again, it would probably have more or less, but I'm not a designer, so I just wanted to let that out there. But I still think they should make this as a set. Now, the Digiverse, I don't really know how they would do it, because there was a lot in the Digiverse. We had those buildings, and we had the squid monster. I would definitely want the Overlord squid monster. Now, for minifigures, we have all the golden ninja, because the ninja became golden. Now, we do have all of their minifigures, but I think it would be pretty good to have a remake of those. So, Golden Kai, Zane. Okay, I put Kai on there, but that's supposed to say Jay. I'm not even going to bother editing it. But yeah, we would have Zane, Kai, Cole, Jay, all 4 original ninja. For our collectible, we would have a legacy version of the Golden Master. Piece count would be 750, probably to 800. So we would have the squid monster and probably like 1 or 2 side buildings, and $70. $70 for 5 minifigures. You know, I don't think that's too bad. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it, because if you remember Season 3, the ninja went into the Digiverse. That was a whole thing that happened. Yeah, let's move on. The Borg Tower is probably one of the most requested Ninjago sets of all time. If you've been in the Ninjago community, you would know. This is one of the most requested sets ever. And I wish they made it for the 15th year anniversary. The Borg Tower was first introduced in Season 3. And it's been like in so many seasons. I don't know if it was in Season 4. It might have been in Season 5. Well, I know for certain it was in Season 7. It was also in Season 8. And it's just been in so many seasons. I think it was also in Season 11 as well. Now, do let me know down in the comments how many seasons. Because I would consider myself a hardcore fan. I just can't think of every single instance. But the Borg Tower would be a huge set. $250. We would have all of the teacher ninja. Because you remember the ninja were teachers at the beginning of Season 3 for some reason. Casual Nia, Sensei Garmadon, because Garmadon's a Sensei now. It wouldn't hurt to have a new remake or remaster of that minifigure. Dareth, Pixel, Evil Woo, Cyrus Borg, Pythor, Crypto, and Mindroid. It has a pretty good minifigure selection. Metal Chin would be the collectible. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, let's have Chin in his metal form from season 4. But yeah, if you remember, Wu became like evil during the season against his will, kind of like Nia in season 2. But he was evil, and Garmadon was now on the good side, so it was kind of like a nice, like flipping the switch. And Cyrus Borg, Pythor, General Cryptor, and Mint. Right now, I don't have the Overlord because I already have him in this set as a collectible. So there's not really another need to add an Overlord minifigure. And there were so many pictures I could have used, but this is the one. I think this is how it looks in Season 11 or in the Wild Brain era. This is how it looks in Season 3. This is also another image from Season 3. I think those are the ninja or some villain. I can't really tell, but it's someone entering the building. So yeah, $250 might be $300, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good thing to be a set. Next up, we have Chin's Noodle Truck. I'm surprised they never made this a set because it appeared so many times since Season 4. This image is from Season 4. This, I think, is from Crystallized, but it might be from Prime Empire. It doesn't really look all too much different. I mean, the quality is a lot better. But yeah, for minifigures, we will only have 3. Well, I guess 2, but 3 if you count the collectible. For minifigure, we have Izor and Chope, or Chop, which was one of the Anaconda cultists. We also have Metal Karloff, a metal minifigure, Karloff when he's in his metal form, we never got it. Piece count would be 300 to 400, and it would have a $40 price tag. Just like the Etna card, it would be a pretty cheap set. So, I don't really have too much to say about it. There are some nice mocks out there. This set I would definitely like to design. But again, I don't know if I'd really be a good designer. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. Next up, we have Chin Steamboat. I feel like when people think about Season 4, this is really forgotten about a lot. But I would love to see this as like, okay, I said it $120. Realistically, this might cost like this is probably gonna cost like $200. It's gonna have a lot more pieces. But for minifigures, we have Techno Lloyd, ZXJ, Pilot Sky, DX Cole, Sensei Garmadon, Karloff, Klaus, Kapow, Crate, and Sleeven. Now you might think that the ninja are random, like, okay, we have all these different suits. Well, if you remember in that first episode of Season 4, I think it was called The Invitation, the ninja all had different suits from the previous season. So yeah, we had Techno Lloyd from Season 3, ZXJ from Season 1, Pilot Sky from the pilot, and DX Cole, I think it was from the pilot and an episode in Season 1. And he was also in, I think, the Masters of Spinjitzu shorts they made back then, or compilation or whatever. And yeah, Garmadon was also in that scene. Karloff, Klaus, Kapow, Crate, Sleeve, these 3 are random cultists. Klaus, he was in that scene. I know Skylar was also in that scene, but I already have Skylar in another set. I don't want to have her in 2 sets. I may end up adding her just so you can kind of like recreate that scene where Kai is fighting Karloff for Skylar. But I really would love to see this be a set. Like, I just think it would be a really pretty cool set. So next up we have Chance Island. I feel like this is also another requested for set. Now there were a lot more pictures I wanted to use, but I didn't want to just fill it up like this. So yeah, Season 4, this will be amazing. This is from the episode where they, I think it was, when Jay and Ko were about to fight each other. That's the cafeteria, and this is the one where the ninja, like, they find a switch in Kai's bed. I believe that was the scene. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, when they go looking for Zane, classic scene. This set would have the jungle versions of the ninja, Kai, Jay, and Lloyd. But it would have prison Ko, like Ko when he's in his prison suit, when he's getting locked into the noodle factory. Titanium Zane. Zane's titanium now. It would also come with Skylar, Griffin, Turner, Shade, Neuro, Ash, Klaus, Chin, Chope, and Zugu. I know, Klaus is in another set, but I gotta kind of put him in both sets. We would get Chin, though. We would also get Chope. Zugu, Shade, Neuro, and Ash. So some other minifigures, I think we only got Shade, Neuro, and Ash once, so it wouldn't hurt to get them again. And I don't even know if they were in any sets. I think they just came in, like, those Bricktober packs. I know Ash and Neuro did, but I'm not sure about Shade. And for collectibles, I said Legacy Golden Lloyd. Not like the actual Legacy Golden Lloyd we got, but like a Legacy version of the Ultimate Spinjitzu Master version of Lloyd. I think that would be pretty cool to put in this set. I couldn't really think of any other collectibles. Price count $250. Piece count 2,100. It would most likely have a lot more pieces than maybe like 2,800. But I think for what it is, we should have really got into Shin's Island. Now I'm almost done. I only have a few more sets left because I stopped at season 5. But we have the Preeminent. We never got this as a set. We was kind of like the big bad villain at the end of the season. The Preeminent is the living embodiment of the cursed realm. It's just so amazing. Yeah, like when it's at the city and sticks consuming all the building. So for minifigures, we would have Deep Stone Lloyd, Unmasked, Deep Stone Kai, Unmasked, Nia, Ghost Cole, Mora, Banshee, Cyrus, and Wraith. Banshee, Cyrus, and Wraith are some of the ghosts. Ghost Klaus would make sense because we did see Klaus in this season. He wasn't a ghost, but he would be a ghost in the next season, season 6. And unfortunately, for any season 6 fans, I don't have any sets for season 6. I just couldn't really think of anything. But yeah, Ghost Klaus would be pretty good to put in the set as a collectible. Piece count, I did not put one. I forgot. But given by the price tag, it would probably be like 9. It would probably have like 1,000 plus piece count, maybe 1,200 or something. Price would probably be $90 to $100. But given Lego's inflation, it would probably be like $130 or whatever. But I think $100, $110 wouldn't be too bad. Just because I would want like a massive scale Preeminent, but also cheaper enough for a lot of fans to get. And I just realized this video is 21 minutes long. And I'm not even done with the first part yet. So next up we have Steep Wisdom. I do have another thing I want to show you guys, but we'll get to that last. The Steep Wisdom was the tea shop that appeared at the beginning of the season. I'm surprised we never got this as a set, but it would be pretty cool. This is the outside, and then we have like the entrance, and we have where Nia, I guess, stocks the tea. So for minifigures, we would have Tea Shop Kai, Cole, Jay, and Zane. When the ninja have their outfits on for the tea shop, Nia, Wu, and Possessed Lloyd. Now, I did not include Misako because I think she might appear in the next set. I'm not sure. But, yeah, also, I kind of want to recreate that scene where Lloyd comes in. Well, it's actually not Lloyd, it's Moro comes in when he starts possessing Lloyd. But he has, like, that special hairpiece on, that black hair on. So, yeah, that's kind of where I got the inspiration from. Granted, it doesn't have the ninja in their suits, because they don't really have new suits in this scene. If you remember in Winds of Change Part 1, and OG Aspira, because I do remember, I think in this episode, it did have a statue of Aspira. But I think it might have just been of King Mumbo or some other not Hypno Bride, but some other snake hybrid. But it's pretty cool to make that comparison. So, yeah, 800 piece count, $70. I want to have it be at least a decent size, but also pretty cheap. $70 is not really that cheap, but it's the best I could come up with. Now, last but not least, we have Cloud Kingdom. I feel like this is requested. I don't know if it's the most requested, but it is definitely requested. The Cloud Kingdom is such an important place in Ninjago. There were a lot of plot holes, but we're not focused on that. This is basically like the heaven of Ninjago. I guess that would belong to the departed realm, but no, so this is like the realm in the clouds or whatever. And this image, I believe, is from Season 5. This is also from Season 5. Okay, so because Dragons Rising did have the Cloud Kingdom return. But for minifigures, we have Deepstone Kai, Jay, Zane, Unmasked. We have Ghost Cole, because Cole became a ghost. We never got Season 5 Ghost Cole, but we did get Season 6 Ghost Cole. But I think this would be the perfect set to put a real Ghost Cole in for Season 5. And he would also be unmasked as well. We would also have Fenwick, Nobu, which they're kind of like the monks that live there. Fenwick kind of betrayed the ninja. Nobu was a monk that lived there. Oh, no, he was a writer of destiny, not a monk. Goldtar, Soul Archer, Hackler, they were some of the ghosts. Moro, he would just be fully Moro, I think. Not even when he's possessing Lloyd. It would just be like the actual ghost of Moro with the cape. I don't know if he had a cape in the show, but I think the minifigure had a cape. Cliff Gordon. Okay, I know there were a lot of minifigures that would be better than this, but we did just get a lot of new exclusive minifigures in the Old Town. So I think for the final production of this set, it would not have Cliff Gordon, but he was in Season 6, so I thought, why not add him in here? Piece count 1,200 pieces, no, 1,200 pieces. because, you know, we want to make it big. We also want to have that creature. I don't have any images of him, but that huge creature we had. And $150, I don't think that's a bad price. But yeah, these were all the sets I wanted to show you guys. And I will have this video up soon after recording this, because I already have the thumbnail ready. So yeah, let's go to the final part of the video. So this is the final part. I cannot let this through without a tier. So I will be ranking all 13 sets that I think. Now we have tier 1 at the bottom, tier 4 at the top. I guess I should have done this the other way. But yeah, you know, tier 4, I guess I should have done it like this, where it's like tier 1, like it's the top. But you know, anyways, tier 4 is the sets I really think should become set. Dream set is probably the number 1 or 2 set that I think should be up here. So we already know Ouroboros is definitely a dream set. I would love for Ouroboros to become a set. I don't think it will, but I think it would be a great set. Now, these are sets that LEGO should make for Ninjago. The Serpentine Train, I think I'll put it in 3 for now. I might move it up soon, but I'll put it in 3. I shall put it here. Etna's car, I'm not too excited for it. I'll put it in 3. The Black Bounty, I don't know if I want to put it above the Serpentine Train, but I'll definitely put it right here, because I would love to see this, because I would love to get a villain bounty set, you know? The Stone Army mech, I know, I was talking a lot about this, but I think it's a tier 2. I would just like to see it, but, you know, and I'm gonna try to be quick with this, because there's other better sets. The Digiverse, I'm gonna put it right here, just because I want the squid monster. Even though I think I might want the car. Actually, I'll put the car right here. Borg Tower is definitely going to go at the top of tier 4. I don't know if it'll go in Dream Set, because I want to have 1 or 2 sets here. And I should have put Dream Set with the S, but that's fine. The Chin's Noodle Truck, it's going to be surprising to a lot of you, but I really want this as a set. I think I'll put it above the Snake Train. This is something I just want. The Steamboat, I think should also probably go right here, just because I would love to see it, but I don't know if I want to put it above the Black Bounty yet. Maybe I'll put it above the Black Bounty, but I still really want that train. Now, there's 4 more left. I'm going to try and be real quick with it. Next up, we have Chin's Island. Okay, I think this is definitely a dream set. I really, really want Chin's Island, even though I would not be able to afford it. I would still love to see this be a set. Again, I still think Ouroboros would probably make a better set, but I still want this up here. Next up, the Preeminent. It's going to be a little controversial, but I'll put it in tier 3. I think it's like a C tier type set. Next up, we have Steep Wisdom. I'll put it at the bottom. So not here, but I think up here goes well, because I don't really care about it that much, but I still put it on here. And last but not least, we have the Cloud Kingdom. I'll put it in tier 4. I think right here goes well. So, yeah, I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go back to the document one more time. But, yeah, Ouroboros wins, then the Chin's Island, then the Borg Tower, then the Noodle Truck, and the rest is history. So, yeah, these were the sets that I think Ninjago should make. So let's just look at the last few images. We have Ouroboros, the Serpentine Train, Ed and Etna's car, the Black Bounty, the Giant Stone Mech, the Digiverse, Borg Tower, Chin's Noodle Truck, Chin's Steamboat, or Chin's Ferry, I think is what it's called, Chin's Island, the Preeminent, Steep Wisdom, and Cloud Kingdom. I really, really wanted to make some more. I just couldn't really think of other things that people really wanted. I'd say out of the top 13, I say the most wanted set is definitely the Borg Tower for most people. But I just really want Ouroboros. Do I still want the tower? I would really, really love to see a City of Ouroboros set. Maybe some better minifigures though. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This video will be up soon. But, yeah, happy 15th year anniversary. When I first started watching Ninjago, I was in elementary. I was like 4 years old. And now I'm in college. Now I'm in my first year of college. And my first year of college is halfway done, so I've really been watching it for 15 years. Yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and happy Ninjago Day.